Hello and welcome to the Voice of the Student that comes on your way every Thursday. I am your host, Dija. With me in the studio, we have someone very special. Why don't we introduce you? Can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you so much for having me here today. Hello, amazing viewers out there. I am Dija, commonly known as Poetess Dija. As the name goes, I'm a spoken word poet.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction.
Thank you.
My namesake. Tey moom caméraman bi dañ koo surprise parce que musuma ko introduce ma tooma waaye tey gisal na ma boppam su fekkee ñu tuddee ko mu nekk ñu teel.
Wow, ñu tikka Dija.
Today we are going to be discussing about her journey into poetry, and then like in her biography you will learn that she is the first female poetess to launch an album, and then she's going to tell us more about that story. Just to ask you, my first question would be, can you tell us your journey into writing poetry?
My journey into writing poetry started when I was in grade 10. But then I started writing itself when I was in grade 6. Yeah.
What?
That's how I started public speaking. I first started with public speaking when I was in grade 6. I write poems, but then they were not recorded. I only performed them on stage. So when I went to grade 10, that was my first time in Masro Senior Secondary School. Then I recorded my first piece, which was Death.
Wow.
So this is how I start my poetry journey.
This is incredible. So if I may ask, what inspired you to venture into poetry?
What inspires me to venture into poetry is the society. Because the society taught me a whole lot, and I think speaking out would be one of the best.
You want your voice to be heard.
I want my voice to be heard.
Wow, that's amazing. But then there are a lot of poets right now, especially in the Gambia. Most of the youths want to become poets. Some are already poets, but then they all like do a lot of the same thing. Like they write and record. So what is the one thing that you do that made you different from them?
That is believing in myself and being unique in what I do.
Exactly.
Believing that I can.
I think that is all. I believe that is all. Like when you're into something, you believe that like I can do it.
Yeah, and being unique in what you do. You see, when people are doing things, everybody is doing the same thing. You have to look for a way to just be unique in what you do. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I understand what you're trying to say. So, whom do you look up to as your role model?
Here, I would say IG. IG Ndumbejo. She's so amazing. I look up to her.
Wow, that's amazing. Now let's talk about the album. How does it feel being the first poetess to launch an album like in the Gambia?
That's so surprising, right? I know.
It is.
But then I feel so happy because through that, I've seen so many ladies that want to launch albums, honestly.
It's not easy. Being a poet or being a writer requires time, and it also requires patience. Because like what you want, you don't get it in that instant. You have to wait. In that waiting, you have to wait for the right time. But once you rush it, you make a mistake. Don't be surprised, like whether I'm into a poet. I am not.
I know you are. I know you are.
No, I'm not. So now, what inspired you to write about death as your first poem, like you recorded?
When you look at it, death is a promising thing.
Exactly.
And it won't fail, no matter what. Demon the fanyo rek the fanyo. You understand? Yeah, you told cameraman with it. So
I just know that he doesn't want to hear about death.
So I was like, it's good to remind people about death because one day or the other we will all leave this world. So that was the main reason why I wrote that piece. Death.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you have a daily writing routine, or you just write when you feel like writing?
I write when I feel like writing. Yeah.
Why that?
Because one thing about me, if I'm not in the mood, I cannot write.
You write when you feel like writing?
I write when I feel like writing.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Because I do see other poets, poetess, when they come across an incident, that is the time they feel like writing.
That's true. I also do that. But then most of the times what I do is when I feel like writing, I write.
That's amazing. So what is your favorite poem among your poems so far?
I love all of them, but I have RIP in advance.
Please recite it for the viewers. Recite it for the viewers.
Okay, it goes. As I lied on my sick bed fighting for life and death, I just want to say this to my family, friends, and loved ones. This is a message for you. If you know me well, you will know I am a fighter. Life is a blessing, but with my surrounding, it's a different story to tell. Society have made my life a living hell. As I am light fighting between life and death, my late ones will be patiently waiting for my departure. And I know there is no better place than heaven. So please, when I die today, recite amazing poems for me, for I am a poetry lover. Bury me with a pen and paper. Bury me with a chalk as a teacher. Know that I died as a first aider who was trying to serve humanity. Know that I died fighting for life and death. Know that I died trying. Know that I died as a fighter. Know that I died as a young lady with missions. Know that I died with fake promises. Know that I died with pains buried in me. Know that I died crying before going to bed. Know that I questioned God for my health. Know that I knocked their doors for a helping hand and they never did. Know that I died with poverty as a poet.
Should I say clock it?
Okay.
Wow, this was amazing and it was awesome too.
Thank
So
you.
if I may ask, what is the reason behind this poem?
This phase, it's just to say, because one day or the other I will say goodbye to this world.
May it be far from you.
I mean, it's not the whole piece that I recite actually, but then I want the world to know that I have tried my level best in so many ways.
Yes, exactly. You did that already. So, how do you approach like heavy topics like this?
Heavy topics like
when you're writing it, because there are certain topics when you're writing it, like the way you spill the ink on the paper, like you start shedding tears, like it has already happened.
That's the emotions.
Exactly.
You are writing something that is happening, that is related to you, so it's obvious that you need to feel it.
You know, sometimes you will be watching movies and
you see us crying.
Exactly. Sometimes you also be watching movies and when we see actors and actors crying, we'll be like, Lisa, how comes? Definitely joy. But wait until when you're talking.
Yeah, those are the emotions you feel.
Sometimes they give you parts that it's related to your story. So once you're acting those ones, because I've seen it on TikTok actually, a person that was acting and then after shooting, she continued crying.
Let's say that could be her own life story, or she has something that is related to it that could happen.
Yeah, it's really amazing and it's incredible. And it's also good to be the voice of the voiceless because not everyone can be heard. But then when they come to us, explain their stories, we write it as a piece and then publish it. At least that can be a relief to them because it's going to be like someone is being my voice.
Honestly.
Let me say someone is being our voices. It's amazing and then it's really great to be a poet or poetess. So do you know the history of poem or poetry in Islam?
Actually, just a little.
Share it with us. I would love to hear that.
Honestly, I think I would do that after that.
Yeah, it's really something very memorable. When you come to Islam also, it is valued.
Poetry is valued.
Sometimes when some are reciting poem, people are halaki nasara. I wish you know the meaning
the ancient of poetry.
Exactly. And you also know how
poetry came about.
But if you know about Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, you also know about poetry because his life was surrounded by poetry. Yeah, that is what he does the most. When people were busy fighting with weapons, he was busy writing. So that is Literally, that
Poetry, I would say poetry is something we found.
exactly. So it's part and parcel of us.
Yeah.
Since there is even a surah for the poets, I guess that is impressive.
Yeah.
So, do you have mentees that you are mentoring right now?
Actually, I'm not mentoring, but then I have people that look up to me. I don't have a team, but if you send me your piece and be like, Dija, help me look out this for me, I do.
It's really amazing. So, what are your plans for now?
My plans will be to launch another album, inshallah, this year, and I really have a wish to assemble a team.
Wow, that is incredible. And then I would say congratulations to you in advance.
Thank you.
Maybe witness that day,
I
come
will.
on and celebrate it with you.
Inshallah.
No, Pat Khadija.
Tad Khadija.
Thank you so much for coming. But then before we conclude, I want to ask you the last question. What advice will you give to the upcoming poetess or those that want to become want to be like you? Because there are many people that are looking up to you, like you said. But there are many people that want to be poets and poetess, but then they have fear about the society or they think that they cannot do it. What will you tell them?
One thing I always say is having the belief, having the courage, having passion, patience, and perseverance. Believe in yourself, believe that you can do it. Believe that you can do it more than Khadija seated down here. Because I've seen so many talented youths in this country. So you have to believe in your capabilities. You don't have to doubt yourself, actually. Feel like you can conquer the world.
Exactly. I don't think it is something that is hard. Myself, let me not even talk about my own story.
You have to.
It's about you today. It's about you. But when I started writing poems, it was just like a speech.
You see?
It doesn't even look like...
You see, when I look at my first piece, Death and Road Accident, where I did the rough work, today when I look at it and read it, I do laugh at myself.
Exactly. That is how it starts.
Exactly. So you don't feel shy of showing out your talent. You should not do that.
I now don't even used to open those books looking for those parts because I feel like
they're bringing you down.
Like for real, I'm the one that wrote this. It doesn't make sense to me.
But then if you look at it, that's the start.
Exactly.
We all start from zeros. Yeah, we all start from zeros.
But then I continued believing in myself and my potentials that I can do it. I don't have to give up. I've come so far. That is how I continued until now. Alhamdulillah.
And I'm hoping to see you launch an album. I want to see ladies launch an album in this country.
There's something we don't even talk about. You perform at ST Soul, the biggest in town. Tell us about it. Tell us how it feels. It was amazing.
That was not the first time me performing on ST's show, but then this last show was so amazing.
Exactly.
If you know Dija very well, you know that she's someone who appreciates ST, and he's a motivator as well. But then me seeing myself on that stage, honestly, I would say is because of my talent.
Yeah, I believe that. When I saw you, I was like, wait. I was just zooming in. I was like, sure. And this is Dija. God. It was one of the best performances I've ever seen of you.
Really?
I'm telling you. The confidence was given. 10 over 10. Should I say minus nothing? Yeah. It was given there. Thank you so much for coming. And then you all have heard what she said. Everything you do on earth, you have to
believe in yourself.
It starts from scratch until you get to your destination. And one day, you all are going to perform an ST Soul. She will promise you guys. Thank you so much for coming, and then see you next week.
You're welcome.